You guys wake up the next morning. Despite the events of the night, you guys have had a full rest. So top up your health and spell slots if you feel like it.
Speaking of which, point of order, let me get my phone here. Point of order, Juliana did have an extra third level slot the night before, and did in fact decide to do another sending, not to Captain Bondar. She already did that.
We've already assumed that you're just doing sendings to Captain Bondar every night, being like, hey, still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this was a different one, and it goes a little further, all the way to Kryn. Jill sent a sending to Tuatha. So this is the one that Jill sent out to Tuatha. Don't freak out. It's Juliana. Remember Takara's evil goth with undead draconians? You still have her notes. Can you mail to Kestrel? We need them. And the reply comes back, and I'm going to try and do my best Tuatha here.
Oh my gosh, Jill. Yeah, I have those notes. I'm in an underground mine right now, but I can mail them when I'm back in.
You did not warn her about the 25 words.
No, and Tuatha does not pay attention. Rules are for nerds.
Yeah. Rules are for nerds.
So we're pen pals now.
I see no way this could go badly.
Yeah, good. Have fun with that. And apparently the episode that I did record a sending, so
nice. So in the middle of Cool Kid's table, Tuatha's just gonna get a ping.
Yeah, pretty much. Just gotta check her phone.
Excuse me, I have to take this. Hello.
But the good news is, we should be able to actually get Takara's notes at some point just so we can fucking have them, because we're the ones that actually need them.
You have no idea how happy I was when I realized that Tuatha still had Takara's notes. Anyway, so it's the next morning. Jill, you're a little frustrated with with Tuatha's inability to keep to 25 words or less. But you wake up the next morning. Imric, and I believe you guys made Imric and his horses sleep outside the tent, right?
Yes.
You made him sleep outside the dome. So these guys are waking up out of their tents and getting ready to pack up. They have a lot of explosives and shit.
So, what you planning on doing with all those?
Oh, well, some of the tombs require a bit of blasting to get through to the good stuff, and you can just see the Zeta off to the side, like, you know how Jill gets when people talk shit about gods? That's how Fazita is right now. There's murder in her eyes.
Well, dear, I don't think we're going to need those.
Yeah, Jill's going to nudge Cacophony forward, and why don't you take the helm on this one?
She kind of lifts her hand towards Jill and a nod. Well, dear, Imric, dear, I don't think we're going to need that, so how about you just leave it here, and we'll take it back on our way back.
These are very expensive, and I don't think it's a good idea to leave them in the middle of the desert. We'll keep them with us just in case.
How about we take them back to that ruined village we found you in, and we just kind of keep them and tuck them away there, and that way they're nicely hidden away. I don't think mummies are going to seek them out to use.
You'd be surprised. No, I'd like to keep a handle on these, thanks very much.
If you don't go put them back in that village, I'm going to explode them on you right now.
Ooh, no, They will explode on us too. How about I wet them? That's what happens with fire, right?
If you want to ruin them, yes, I would appreciate it, yeah.
I think it would be fun to blow them up. I think we should distance ourselves a little, but it's like fireworks. I think we should just set them off.
Hey, Alviva, hun. What do explosions make?
Lights.
Noise. Lots of noise?
Mm-hmm.
Lots of noise that any mummies buried beneath our feet might think, "Ooh, that sounds like edible things happening."
I mean, explosions aren't edible.
The people who set off explosions are.
Usually the people who set off explosions are dead, which actually means that they've become nice little, like, bite-sized chunks already, so I see your point, alright.
Yeah, and they want to go up and greet the neighbors. Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to see them go boom.
No, look, me too. Maybe we can take in a fireworks show at some point?
Oh my gosh, that would be amazing.
So just to be clear, nobody is going to be ruining or otherwise destroying our private property, and if you attempt to do so, we will be forced to defend ourselves.
I don't think any of us are actually threatened about that.
Yeah, no.
No.
The one with the least amount of hit points saved your butt, so...
True.
Okay, here's the thing, though. If you light those fireworks in a place where none of us have agreed that you should, we will be forced to defend ourselves.
Understood. And he's just as cheerfully as always, he continues packing up his shit.
Do not like him.
He seems fine.
Zeta, her knuckles can't quite go white under the scales as she's twisting them on her staff, but she's twisting that staff pretty tightly.
Cacophony glances towards Zeta and kind of circles her hand around and kind of gestures to her. And Zeta gets a message of, would you like us to go ahead and wet those anyway?
If you can do so quietly.
She kind of glances to Artie.
Arturos is looking at his fingernails.
There's that gif of, like, all the numbers running past someone's head, and then she just kind of sadly shakes her head to Zeta.
Alright, so you guys pack up and head out. Not only are you now doubling up on one sailhead, but you have a couple of guys who are along on foot, so the going is a little slower.
Yeah, they don't get a ride.
Yeah, they don't get a ride. The sailheads do appear to be, like, for a normal traveling pace, they're not that much faster than walking. The advantage of having them is that it's not you walking.
Yeah.
You can nap.
Yeah. So this going's a little slower, but not super that much. So, as you guys are traveling the terrain, before you were sort of traveling in the foothills, it was very, very rocky, but it was still, like, clearly flat desert. As you get further in, you are just walking into a very mountainous cliff-like area, to the point where you're just weaving through very narrow canyons in the rock as you travel. Thezita is up in front. This is where she's going to need to do the most navigating, and she's leading you guys fairly confidently through this maze of rocks. And then, any fun character development conversations you guys want to get done while this is happening?
I feel like that's passive-aggressive.
Yeah, maybe just a skosh. I'm sorry.
Yeah. You don't like our
storytelling?
No,
yeah,
actually,
taking turns asking Thesita a million questions?
Yeah.
Honestly, the more you guys do that, the less work I have to do for this session, so have at her.
I'm mostly just very anxious in general, but particularly about this single file thing. I don't like that at all.
Yeah, all of your instincts right now are screaming, something's gonna jump on us from up there.
Yeah, I really hate it. I'm on a swivel.
Arturos is napping.
Yeah.
How's the brain cells in Alviva today?
That's right, I got my turn. I'm gonna use them for watch for skeletons. I'm afraid of skeleton birds at this point. Skeleton monkeys.
Skeleton camels.
Skeleton snakes. Yeah, skeleton camels. A skeleton sailhead would be really messed up.
Hang on, I gotta write some of these down.
No! The good news, Jill, is that there won't be any skeleton spiders. Because they don't have
Yeah, they don't have those.
Yeah.
Fred Meyer would like to disagree.
That's true.
They do have bone spiders during Halloween.
Yeah, and you think spiders being little carapaces full of goo is any more appealing?
Yeah.
Why?
Because they don't have a skeleton.
We have such different phobias.
Now, spider ghosts are troubling.
Right, you mean the kind that can just sort of, like, glitter and phase through a wall while we're fighting a gold golem?
Yeah, those ones. I didn't care for that.
Yeah, me neither, turns out.
But at least they don't have skeletons.
I guess I don't look. There's a very large part of my training that was in dealing with the undead, as that's kind of a specialty of mine. Like, I don't have the same concern about skeletons that you do.
That's fair. I'm mostly trained to deal with, not exactly creepy crawlies, but
Alive things?
Alive things, yeah. Yeah, didn't have to deal with dead things very much, giving me grief, so I guess that makes us a good team.
Yeah, no, you take care of the horse-sized spiders,
Mhm.
and I'll handle the skeletons.
Alright.
But no, seriously, call my religion a cult again and I will kill you.
I'm really sleepy all of a sudden.
Uh-huh.
Are you just gonna Odin sleep to get out of an uncomfortable conversation?
Elviva just kind of lays down on top of Artie, because you know Artie's right in front and sleeping already.
Yeah.
Well,
Fish pillow.
is this a one lowers the other rises situation? Does Artie wake up now?
No, not at all.
And honestly, Alviva tries to pretend to sleep, but is like way too wired by this horrible, strategic, fucking canyon of death situation.
Alviva, I know you're awake. Alviva!
I'm gonna fall asleep any minute now. And if you could let me sleep, I will be better for fighting.
Viva, it's fine. You didn't know. You were just mimicking someone who sounds smart.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now, the Zeta hasn't apologized. That's a different story.
The Zeta doesn't know she needs to.
No quiero tacos. No.
Pat. Go ahead. Get some sleep. I don't know how he does it. I am pretending to sleep almost all of the time. But he's out.
Wait, how often do you sleep?
Probably not enough. But look at this. I smack Artie gently.
No!
And he doesn't wake up at all. Oh, or he does. Sorry, Artie, I thought you were really out of it. Go back to sleep.
Chimichangas.
He keeps saying that. I don't know what it means.
Is chimichangas your anchor word for this accent?
No, I'm just hungry.
Okay.
We should probably make sure he gets a snack when he wakes up.
Yeah, got some jerky.
Alright. Single file, something.
Yeah.
Hide their numbers.
Yes.
Yeah, I could. I guess I might as well. I'll cast Pass Without Trace, even though, we're not hiding from people per se anymore, but it's the only second level spell I know, so...
So might as well.
Yeah.
You don't want to save that?
You can always upcast some first level spells.
Oh, dang. I guess I could. That is how this game works. Never mind.
No pass without trace, then?
Yeah, we don't need it. They
Okay.
found us, or we found them.
Hey, Cacophony.
Yes.
How's everything going with your project?
She's very cute, isn't she?
No, she's nice. I mean,
She's-
when she isn't talking shit about shit she doesn't know anything about.
Oh, to be fair, I don't think she realizes. I think she's just going off what she knows, so it could be a learning opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
But it might be best if I field that.
I mean, what's I mean, are you really still banking on her, getting into mortal danger and swooping her up and saving her and that being the whole clincher, or?
I'm pretty sure we're going to get out of mortal danger, so yes.
You think you really think she's the type to respond to that? I mean, I look, obviously your methods are much more honed.
If that doesn't work, don't worry, communication will be key. But I have to at least wait for that dramatic moment, dear. I wouldn't be cacophony.
I mean, I guess, but I mean, obviously she's going to rattle off any kind of fact that she wants, given the slightest opportunity.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
I mean,
That's what makes her so cute.
right? I'm just saying you might want to, lean in on that angle
So ask her facts about love?
about herself, about what she's interested in.
Oh, okay.
She's kind of dead to the world otherwise,
I'll also ask her for facts about love.
Go for it.
That's what I'll do. But also, I have to still be dramatic, dear.
No, I know.
Oh. So, still dramatic swooping in.
It's fine. No, I mean, look, one assumes that the swooping is going to happen regardless. You're kind of good at that.
I am very swoopy.
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 Spoopy, scary skeletons.
That's copyrighted, dear.
Well, it's just so catchy.
It is very catchy, though, I agree. It's a very good song. Tazita?
Yeah.
So, tell us a little bit about you. Like, how long have you been a Seeker?
Oh, I've been in the Seeker for about 4 years now.
And have you been on Harina the whole time?
No. First, I was assigned to headquarters, sifting through information the field researchers brought in. And then after about a year of that, I was promoted up a circle, and I was allowed to operate in the field as an assistant to a more experienced field operative. I got this assignment about a year ago, and in response to reports of undead activity, the Quorum sent me here, thinking that it might be related, considering the incredible undead infestation planet-wide.
Oh, yes. So is this kind of like your thesis topic? I briefly attended a few universities.
It is my current assignment. I am not expected to write a thesis, although I have been sending regular reports back to the Seekers.
That makes sense. So in the field reports you had to deal with as a beginner, what was the most exciting thing you learned?
Honestly, this is the most exciting thing that's happened so far. I have gone a little bit into the field with escorts from the Elven Navy, but unfortunately, we weren't able to get into any of the particularly interesting or in-depth tombs because said escort was needed back on assignment in Sky Harbor. So this is definitely the most exciting thing that's happened so far.
Well, we're happy to help and help you.
Well, thank you for that very much. It's been very, very interesting so far. I've already compiled many, many notes, and we haven't even gotten to the tomb yet.
Oh, excellent. What have you compiled on?
Well, I was interested by that spellcaster that we ran into last night. It did appear to have abilities consistent with that of a warlock, which is fascinating. The idea that a warlock pact could persist after death.
That is kind of interesting. Though I guess it does make sense if you haven't done your duty yet.
Yes, exactly.
Duty.
Everybody looks over to Alviva.
Yeah, Alviva is like doing the math numbers herself. Like, what if you don't know what your duty is?
Well, then I guess don't die.
Okay, I was already planning not to die, so I guess this is fine.
That is very interesting, actually. Mildly unpleasant.
And the mummies asleep under the sand were of particular interest. I did not know that they actually did that outside of tombs. So I have that written down. That'll be sent off to the Seekers very shortly. The strange individual who slept under the sand was new. I definitely compiled some notes on him. Possible connection to the Star Wardens, which is very exciting. I don't think we've ever met one live before.
I'm sure people will want to talk to you about it.
Yes. And the presence of our friends over there. Definitely compiled many, many notes on Imric. Many of them, I've broken a couple of quills.
Well, we're going to back you no matter what, so...
Thank you.
Whatever you write, or if they try to take it away, we will stop it.
Thank you very much, and I appreciate your help and your understanding.
Of course.
In keeping a particular element away from my research.
Of course. And education is necessary for the betterment, and knowledge is great, yes.
I agree.
Oh no, she's
so
losing
much. It's so vitally important for information to be free and accessible to everyone.
Agreed.
That's how we all improve.
She's losing it.
Are only Seekers allowed to, we've heard about you having a whole sphere dedicated to books.
Oh, I'm not exactly permitted to talk about that. You see,
understood.
And if it did exist, an installation of that size and vital importance would obviously make itself a target to many unsavory elements, and even knowledge of its existence could put it at risk.
Oh, that does indeed make sense. We just learned about it, and so I didn't know not to talk about it.
Yes.
If it does exist, which
there
it
are
probably
many
doesn't.
seeker libraries throughout wild space, which contain copies. Like obviously, the seekers have all the master copies of all the tomes that we've acquired, but copies of those are available in a wide variety of seeker headquarters and libraries throughout wild space. So,
And can anyone really check them out?
Certain rare tomes are available to be looked at, but not checked out on account of there's too much risk in having them leave the building.
Yes, absolutely.
But anyone can come in and look at something, for instance, as long as the proper precautions are taken. Some of them are quite fragile, so gloves and a special room are required to look at
That
them.
does make sense. Well, that might aid us in the future, so it's something for us to keep in mind.
Yes, you should absolutely check out any libraries that you come across, because not all the selections, it's not a universal selection. Each library is, of course, going to have a carefully curated selection based on local interest.
Is there an interlibrary loan procedure?
There is. It does take a little while on account of wild space being very, very big, but if you request a particular volume, it can be brought to the local branch.
Excellent.
Where is the romance book library? Which planet
that
is
one's
that?
important.
What local interest is what?
That one's very important to us.
Most of the trade outposts, most of the libraries at trade outposts have a quite large romance section. Those get circulated quite frequently. It's actually
They're
rather
very
difficult
good for long
sometimes
ship rides.
to keep the shelves stocked. But yes, any trade outpost will really have a lot of those. Also, most metropolitan libraries also have a large romance section. It's a very popular part of the collection.
Thank you.
Hey, Cacophony, you should tell her all about our good friend Dewey. You know so much about him.
That's true. So recently we got abducted to a haunted castle
Interesting.
with a creepy beholder thing that was ruling it and had made us go through a torturous
She's
trial
writing all of
process.
this down, by the way. She's writing all of this down.
But part of this in this haunted castle was in the library. They had a little bug called Dewey the catalog card friend, and he's very adorable, loves sorting books, loves
interesting.
taking care of them. We
And
actually have him on our
periodicals.
ship if you'd ever like to meet him.
Oh, yes, I absolutely would. I definitely want to find out if there's more of him, because those would be very, very useful.
Yes, he actually organizes our books on the ship because the castle was going to explode and we didn't want to leave him.
Interesting. Oh, so the castle you were in does not exist anymore.
No, it kind of collapsed in upon itself after we defeated its owner, after he tried to kill us.
That's all right. That does happen. And she just keeps writing things down and adds a little definitive note at the bottom.
Yeah, she should definitely come by the ship, and Cacophony can show her all about
Yes!
Dewey.
I can show you Dewey. I can introduce you to him. We can talk more about what we encountered in that hell castle.
We also have a flail snail. His name's Lawnmower, and he's a good boy.
He is a very good boy.
He's an excellent boy.
He bunks into
Interesting.
things constantly.
And you found this flail snail outside the elemental plane of Earth.
Yes, it was
Yeah.
in this. It was in this castle. Basically, we got sucked through a strange fog, and there was the creepy castle with more rugs that tried to kill me. Rugs like to
Interesting.
try and kill me.
There have been other reports of mists transporting hapless adventurers to creepy castles, and in fact, the reports are rather widespread across a number of worlds. I wonder if it's a universal phenomenon, and she keeps scratching things down.
It might be.
Yeah, it sounds weird.
It was trap-laden, and there were many interesting characters within. We made friends with almost all of them, except for the beholder.
I've heard the
And-
first part. The second part is new. The making friends usually doesn't happen.
Maybe even more than friends.
Ooh, we did try and set up a romance.
She's talking about the corpse flower.
Oh, that's true. How are you faring, dear Alviva?
It's all right. I would say the more distance I get from it, the more I feel a bit strange about it all.
Yeah.
But at the time, it felt very natural.
That makes sense. That's kind of how I feel about a lot of things in my life.
I'm trying not to draw too many conclusions from it.
You're young. You're relatively inexperienced. Experimentation is perfectly acceptable.
Indeed.
It takes time to find out what you want in life, whether it's a giant, dying, smelly plant full of bodies, or if it's, literally anything else.
My favorite part of this is Jill is not that much older than Elvie.
It's true. And she probably has even less experience.
Juliana's right, dear. I have gone through a lot of experience, and now I just know that I want to find love.
I think it was, it doesn't matter too much what's on the outside. It was a nice affirmation that, what matters is how somebody behaves and kind of what's in their heart, whether or not they physically have a heart. Sometimes they just have fleshy, planty bits and some... I guess the dead bodies probably still had hearts.
Some of them probably did, at least.
I feel like it kind of matters what's on the outside.
Oh, I think you could make it work, if you got that connection.
I feel dead corpses probably don't help connections. Hello, I woke up.
Hello,
Good morning.
Toros.
This is a weird conversation.
Hey, bud, you want a granola bar?
Yes.
All right.
I think the dead corpses were definitely a problem point. They just weren't quite a deal breaker,
No. Corpses
No,
are
I
usually
don't know
a deal
that.
breaker. I feel like they're a big deal breaker.
I could understand. But a deal breaker isn't the same deal breaker for everyone.
Okay. We're not necromancers here. Are
Well,
we?
no, I wouldn't want the dead bodies to, get involved. That's gross.
I'm just saying you could really catch a lot of diseases from somebody who decorates themselves in corpses.
You just have to take proper precautions, Jill.
Right, and the corpses haven't been cleaned.
That's fair.
The Zeta's writing all of this down.
If the corpse flower washed itself and the corpses and sanitized everything, then it would be
Look,
fine.
Even mummies are better preserved. I mean, all of the organs have been removed and placed into nice, tidy little Tupperwares.
They're so dry.
So, Isheim, I'm adding to the list of things Isheim invented Tupperware.
What the hell else were we going to do for fun? Have non-Tupperware parties?
So are you saying I should date a mummy, Jill?
That would
I'm
be
saying
awesome.
a mummy is a better undead option.
Writing some more stuff down.
Maybe. I think I just gotta wait and see, I think that when the connection comes, you just feel it. And I don't know if it'll be with plants again. I don't know if that's gonna be a thing. I feel like, depends on the plan.
What's important, Alviva, is you find someone. Or someones.
And also that you stop being weird around Veli.
That's true.
Well, it's just hard.
You have been a little weird around Veli ever since we got back on the ship.
If you want to just sit down and talk with Veli and figure out what the hell their deal is, that would be great. Let me know.
I'm pretty sure
None
if
of
you
you have
talk
asked
to...
for Veli's backstory. I wrote it, and nobody has asked in 40 episodes.
It's because Veli is the coolest one on the ship!
Veli's the mystery is what makes Veli so cool.
Veli is cool and incredibly intimidating, and at this point it would be weird to ask what their deal is.
Yeah, I'm very
It's
scared
weird
of
to
Veli.
ask.
Book club. And we don't know anything about them.
They just kind of mysteriously show up, our Veli, and leave, and we're like, we don't want to ruin the enigma. We're scared to.
You're going to have to force a Veli plot for us to find out anything about them. They are too cool. We are too afraid to ask them anything.
We're all nerds. We can't handle actual cool people.
Can't handle cool people.
It's very intimidating. And it is, the last time, I guess the first time I kissed somebody something, it was like a planty texture, and I look at Veli and I'm just like, I feel like I know what it would feel like to kiss a plant. Because I kissed a plant.
Right.
And I just think about that. And I don't know if I want to kiss Veli. I just know that I kissed a plant. And so I look at Veli and I get nervous, and then Veli's very cool, and then I get scared.
Well,
Because
look, we're all scared
how
of
would I have
Veli.
that conversation with Veli? Hey, Veli, I'm acting weird because you're a plant person, and I kissed a plant. I had a thing with a plant, and then that plant died in the castle, and now I feel weird about it. How do you talk about that? We can't even ask Veli, anything.
It's
You want to
true.
know how I feel?
They're too cool.
Veli and Lachlan actually know each other. If I wanted to know literally anything about him and what he's actually into or what his hobbies are, I could talk to Veli, but Veli's scary.
It's true.
Veli is a problem.
I literally went to a club with Veli once. We didn't say a word to each other.
Best friend
And
you
that
ever
was
had.
fun. Best friend I ever had. Never said a word to me. I never said a word back. They just looked cool the whole time.
Ugh.
I wasn't even cacophony, so like I could compare. Not that I'm ever not cacophony.
Who knows what they're doing most of the time? Just photosynthesizing.
The Zeta's still writing all of this down.
Wait, the Zeta.
Yes.
What do you know about plant people?
A couple
She's
of different
banging
species.
on her saddle horn.
There's a couple of different plant person species throughout wild space, including there was one that briefly existed on my homeworld, and then it was kind of like the homeworld was embarrassed about them and they stopped existing.
What?
The Wilden were a 4th edition race and they disappeared in 5th edition.
This is some meta nerd shit.
Oh, wait. You know what? Is it no, I've been wondering this forever. Is it like a plant species thing if like a plant forms around like a weird space rock and then like becomes a whole separate entity that you then have to fight in a cave and you're really inexperienced and don't know what you're doing? And it wasn't on the radio at all because that happened before we started recording.
It's going to take me a couple of minutes to parse that. There are substances in wild space that can animate otherwise inanimate material, especially plants. That's not a specific species, but that is a known phenomenon.
Okay, so that absolutely was some weird space shit that we
That
found.
was weird space shit, indeed.
I would assume so.
I should probably at least apologize to Billy for, jumping behind barrels and out of the room and into the room and everything whenever they show up, because...
And you know what you need, Elviva? You need just experience kissing many different things, so that way it's not so weird anymore.
Okay, well, maybe just dating different things. You don't necessarily have to go all the way to kissing, but like...
Unless
at
you
least...
want to, kissing is fun.
Kissing is fun.
I swear to Christ if this turns into that scene from Cruel Intentions.
Why don't we just practice kissing?
No, thank you. I am not no, thank you.
I'll practice kissing.
Artie will practice kissing.
Alviva's face is very red.
So basically what you're saying is that we all need to go on some speed dating things.
Yes, that would be exciting. I can set it up. I'll do that for you guys later.
Juliana suddenly realized what she said, and then her face goes slack. Oh no.
What have you done?
Oh no.
What have you done to us?
I don't know.
What's
I
gonna happen?
I screwed up!
Oh.
I will just be the organizer. I will not participate. I know how to find people I like. And she glances over at the Zeta.
The Zeta's still writing. All right, so you're wearing different glasses to show that time has passed. And you get to the point, the Zeta makes like one last turn and then leads you over to, she says, oh, this must be it. And you look up and it's just a blank cliff face with like a very narrow fissure in it.
This is the tomb?
Yes, this would be the Forgotten Tomb.
Oh.
Are you sure they
Hey.
didn't forget to make the tomb?
Well, I mean, the whole point was to hide it.
So is there a password or
I think
Oh, I know. Friend.
nothing happens.
yeah, Milan?
Shit. Well, I'm all out of ideas.
I think we just kind of like squiggle in through the fissure and then we're inside the tomb.
Ooh, don't like that.
How
Alright, let's do it.
narrow are we talking and how long is the fissure?
As you guys get closer, it looks like it is about it looks like it's maybe about 10 feet deep. It's hard to tell because it's very dark inside. But it is wide enough that if you know those bits in video games where there's a very
it's the
narrow
loading fissure. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
bit where you have to squish through sideways so that there's enough time for the scenery behind it to load in.
Mhm.
That's what this is. This you're gonna have to squish through sideways, and Jillian in particular is gonna make some exceptional noises when her armor goes through there.
Well, I mean, at least it's marginally more exciting than a door I have to stand in front of for a long time while NPCs make small talk around me.
Yeah, it's as long as it's definitely not a door that goes ding 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 a couple of times while the level streams in behind it.
Anybody want to make some elevator chatter?
Or like this conversation has to cover level streaming, so we're all going to talk about our feelings for a bit.
Isn't that what we just did?
Yes, that whole conversation was covering level streaming.
Maybe what if this was a time we use just a little bit of explosives? Because I really don't like this whole crevice thing.
It'll probably bring the rest of the crevice in around us.
Okay.
By the way, it is approaching evening, and Imric looks up at the sky and goes, we might want to tackle this in the morning.
Oh, heartbreaking. The worst person you know just made a great point.
But what if things come out of the crack in the night to get us?
We'll be fine in the tent.
Also, we could just back the tent up directly up against the crevice.
That's a good idea. I like that.
Because nothing can get in from there, so...
I mean, nothing can get into our tent anyway.
Exactly, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
If we're basically not allowing anything to get into the tent that we don't want, I think that includes anything that might slither up from the fissure.
I think that's fair.
Okay.
Plus, we're gonna have to figure out a way to post up the sail heads and stuff anyway, so we're gonna have to make some sort of a camp here regardless.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of shit we can't bring through that.
All right, so you guys are setting up camp for the night?
Yep.
Cool. So, you guys set up the dome up near the entrance to the fissure, so nothing can get through. It is causing some horrific Z fighting that's kind of distracting throughout the night, but...
Zed fighting, please, we're Canadian. Come on, kid. Where's your patriotism?
3/5 of us are American.
Yeah, so we got to assert our Canadianness. We got to get those CBC credits.
That's why Sky Harbor has a U in it.
Ugh. Here under protest is a U.
Sky Harbor.
That's how I hear it every single time in my head. Sky Harbor.
So yeah, you guys post up the sail heads. They don't seem particularly interested in going anywhere, but you kind of tie them to each other, and that seems to do the job.
It clips a little through the mountain. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. The Imric and his two boys, Imric and Benny and the horses, set up their own camp, and then immediately launch into a rousing round of row, row, row your boat, because I watched Star Trek V recently. It's very annoying. And yeah, you guys are camped down for the night.
Arturo slept all day, so he'll take first watch.
Cool.
I only need 4 hours of sleep, so I'll take second and third.
I'm kind of nervous. I'm gonna join Arturos on his watch, because I really don't like this whole deal.
All right. Arturos and Elviva, roll perception checks for me.
Brain cell gang.
Perception.
Ooh!
I got a 20.
Ooh!
Dirty.
I got an 18.
Things are mostly uneventful. You hear Imric and his boys muttering faintly, possibly some disgruntlement over the fact that they've been shackled to this fucking bookworm for their expedition and won't be able to blow any shit up. But hopefully they'll still be able to, like, lift some good stuff.
I've got a giant boar with me, by the way.
Thanks for rolling that dice for us.
Yeah, we have a new friend. We'll have to name him.
We need to get you like a D6 just so you can, or like a D8 just so you can roll it for the ADR of like animal announcement.
Yeah. But there is, once I start my watch, I do open up my bag of tricks and I'm like, let's have a friend to keep us company. And it is a giant hog. It's a giant boar.
It's a big feral hog.
What's his name?
Big feral. Does it have the feral teeth?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, he's a nasty hog.
Tuskegee.
He is a feral hog. I am taking suggestions for names. What should we name him? Orson?
Orson is very good.
Orson?
Orson.
All right. He's Orson the hog. He's a big boy. He's got big tusks and big teeth.
And he goes
and a little
snort.
Flicky tail, and he's snorting around, and he's great.
Awesome.
Does he find any more else?
No, because the whole planet is dead. All right. At one point, one of the guys goes off for a piss. That's all that happens during this shift.
Cool. Nap time.
Nap time!
Okay, Cacophony's up for the next 2 shifts. Is anybody joining her?
Yeah, I'll probably wake up out of habit. I don't think Juliana can comfortably go a night, like, not doing a shift when they're out.
Oh, and you're doing middle shift, and that's fucking brutal.
Yeah, well, it's not like she sleeps very well anyway.
Yeah. All right, so Cacophony and Juliana roll perception checks.
Can Orson make a perception check?
Oop, I didn't mean to roll twice, but I got a 20 both times, so it counts.
19.
Orson is still around. Orson will disappear at dawn, but Orson is still around. You can roll a perception check for Orson if you want.
8.
Good job, Orson. He's a good boy.
Tried. He did his
Good boy.
best.
Jill, at one point, you sort of hear a very faint whispering, but you turn around and you can't really pinpoint the source of it.
You hear that, Kako?
She does not.
I do not hear anything. Well, other than... Are they still over there kind of whispering?
The guys, no, they've gone to sleep by this point.
Okay. I don't hear anything other than they're snoring.
Huh. Nothing?
Nope.
Oh, that's not good.
What are you hearing, dear?
I don't know. It sounds like somebody's saying something. But...
That doesn't seem good, no.
She's gonna poke her head inside the tent and make sure everybody's awake.
The dome or the tent?
Yeah, poke her head inside the dome to see if everybody's asleep.
Is everybody asleep? Artie and Alviva.
Down.
Yep.
The Zeta's out and snoring incredibly loudly.
Juliana's gonna sit back down and just sort of like keep her ears perked for the rest of the shift.
All right. Nothing of note happens throughout the rest of the shift. So the 4 hours pass. Jill goes back to bed. Is anybody else joining Cacophony?
The Zeta should take a turn.
The Zeta's
Yeah.
out. The Zeta's very out.
The cacophony doesn't wake her.
The Zeta's not an adventurer. The concept of sleeping in shifts does not come naturally to her.
You know what? Artie's gonna do another one. Because I know he's been lazy.
That's true. He napped like all day.
He napped like so all day. He'll come
Okay.
back out.
Okay.
Hello again.
Hello. Jill heard somebody talking, but no one was awake, and so it was a little unsettling, so just be aware of that.
Oh, I do sleep talk.
Maybe it was you.
Maybe. I don't know.
Normally you just say things like chimichangas, though.
I love chimichangas.
We figured.
I'm just trying to imagine how a chimichanga would work underwater.
It doesn't. This is post-water.
A luxury.
It's a luxury.
So this is something that Arturos discovered after leaving his planet.
Yes. Alright, another perception check?
Yeah.
21.
6.
Arturos just falls back asleep.
He's thinking about chimichangas.
He falls back asleep on your shoulder, just like...
Cacophony just gently pats his head and lets him stay there.
At one point during the night, Cacophony, you see Imric get up, go over and check on his explosives, and then go back to bed.
Oh, right. We were gonna do something about that.
Yeah. As he goes back to his bed, she lifts up her hand and kind of goes, "Don't worry, haven't wet them yet."
Kind of gives you a glare and then goes back to bed.
She flashes him a bright smile.
It's too fucking early for him to put on the usual shit. All right, without that, the shift passes without event.
That's weird. That doesn't normally happen for us here.
Fine.
When it's time to start waking up, Cacophony sticks her head in and goes, "Okay, time to start waking up so we can get ready to go. The tint's going to fade soon."
Yeah, no, sure. I'll just go sit quietly and do my weird culty thing, communing with a god.
Jill, it's too early in the morning to start fighting.
It is always early. It is always time to feel bitter.
I wave to Orson as he dissolves in the dawn light.
Yeah. Orson just kind of gently fades away, like the ghosts from Field of Dreams.
I'm glad you all got to meet him. Hopefully he'll be back someday and do something. This is just a preview of fun Orson adventures to come.
All right, so the entrance to the Nameless Tomb stands before you guys.
So, we have to decide what we're leaving here.
Well, sailheads can't come.
Because their ship, we just can't fit through there. Okay, well that was more for flavor. We don't actually have to make any hard decisions here.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't...
We have to leave the sailhead so we can...
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
oh no, it looks like those explosives won't fit through here. Oh gosh.
What a shame.
How terrible.
Can we, like, toss a light through
Yes. Do you have a light?
so we don't have to see it be dark and scary? Can you make some magic-y light? Jill? Isn't that a thing?
Yeah, I mean, how far back did you say that crevice goes?
About 10 feet, but it's hard to tell because it's very dark inside.
I mean,
Jill's gonna stick her head in with the wee-woo helmet.
That wasn't what I had in mind. I was like, light up a rock and toss it in, but this is much better.
Okay, with this kind of difference, you can see it's about, about 12 feet deep, and then opens up into a larger chamber on the other side.
There we go. She turns
Okay.
back, a very, just sort of grim and determined expression on her face, very serious, lamp flashing gently in the wind. Juliana stamped across the head. An intimidating character, if ever there was.
have you always had that hat?
What hat?
She's had it for a long time. Since we basically first got off our world.
Yeah, you just kind of toggle it on and off, honestly.
Yeah, it's easy to forget it's there, but it is always there.
It's always there. Okay.
Well, let's get this over with.
Gem Jammer is performed by Alexi Peppers, Annie Creighton, Kit Walker, Mackenzie Weaver, and Rio, and is edited by Jake Mason. Our character designs are by Rio, who you can find at vriosart on Twitter, and our cover art is by Canary Witch, who you can find at doodlesfromthebird.tumblr.com. Our opening and closing music is by Reckoning Storm AudioWorks. For more episodes of this show and our other shows, as well as news, check out our website at crookedrussiancamp.horse. Nope. Sorry for the
Nope.
chewing noises, Jake. I didn't have breakfast.
You should have been scarfing a bagel this whole time.
Alexia had so much bagel time.
I had so much bagel time. That bagel's gone.
Where have you been? You've been changing your icon to Cacophony's love interest. Oh my gosh, Jill! Yeah, I have those notes. I'm in an underground mine right now, but I can mail them when I'm back in